by one of his teammates down there. It's going to be a throw-in. 26 players, 51. So the Dragons will go in at half-time, which is only a minute and three-quarter away, with a pretty handy lead in our first of three grand finals here at the MCG today. Black and Sheridan do battle. Black has the height. Joust. Now Ainley, confronted, has to get rid of it quickly. Anstey, the captain. Back it comes to Shaw Dennis. Shaw Dennis off the right. Short kick up towards centre wing. Brayshaw confronted by Sullivan. Good tackle, Sullivan, and good second effort. McLaren was there. Couldn't take the football on the run. And the Power do well. That came from Siapantis. Les Siapantis to half forward. This is Lindsay off the left. That might bounce through. No, it won't. Takes a right-hand turn. Still a chance. Murphy in trouble, needs support, gets it through the agency down there at Beaumont.
Numbers went out that time for the Power, kicks the ball high, and on centre wing it's been marked by Brayshaw. No doubt the strong midfielder Smith and Lindsay have been absolutely dominating. Also, Shaw Dennis has been very good in defence. Throw in Spriggs, who's had a tremendous second quarter as well. I think this is where they've got on top, the Dragons, in this second quarter, because Stolicic really has been a lone hand midfield, the Morris Medal winner. And we saw there Bradley Gotch playing with Fitzroy and St Kilda. Also had a run with Port Adelaide. No premierships for either of these sides, so it's going to be a first today. And of course, Ray Jordan, for 6 years, coached the Prahran Dragons, the doyen of junior football coaches. A high flyer that time was Allen. Couldn't quite take it. Inside 50. A chance for the Power under pressure. Been very good player. Has been Nick Stone in defence. And this wild kick finally goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. So we're down under 30 seconds. Sheehan. So Sheehan.
And just when you were mentioning Brad Gotch there, Kevin, he's done very well, hasn't he, in the last 2 years, Kevin, in terms of he had them on top of the ladder last year. They went out in straight sets, but here they are well in front in this potential winning grand final here this afternoon.
Sean Dennis on screen has been very good in defence, going to ground, but Paul Sullivan has been another player who's really lifted his work rate in this second quarter, and finally the ball is paddled back over the line for a toss back in.
Kev, we talk about the career path for young players through the TAC Cup, but there's no doubt that coaches see it also as a career path, and Brad Gotch is one of the promising young coaches that I think can push up and be a very good assistant in the almost immediate future at AFL level.
51 plays, 26, 8-3 to 4-2. At quarter time, the Dragons led by 5 points, so they have started to get on top in this second quarter, and mainly through that midfield strength. Damien Lynch with 3 goals at full forward has certainly been a focal point, and Ezra Poyas with 2 goals, very handy also on the half-forward line. Black in the ruck against McLaren as the siren sounds. A very good first half in the TAC Grand Final, but getting on top, no doubt, the Prahran Dragons, who in that second term really did apply the pressure. They booted 4 goals in that second term to 1 goal, and they lead 51-26, so a 25-point lead.
Yes, they led by 5 points at quarter time. They've increased it. We'll take a break from the MCG. Half-time in the under-18s.
Here's a couple who bought a renovator's delight. While they're proud of the breakthrough they made,
put in some French doors and then pave the courtyard.
not everybody shares their vision. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
Let's start with Accent. It's good value. It's our own brand. Great range of colours.
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
You can see it, can't you, darling?
Yeah. It'll come. Light ice, mate. Cheers, Al.
Fine, the beer.
Foster's Light Ice for extreme refreshment.
Pain can strike anywhere. Because Nurofen can actually get to the site of period pain, it can bring fast, effective relief to where it's needed. Nurofen targets pain. Use only as directed. See your doctor if pain persists.
Home buyers, come to the Bank of Melbourne and cut your home loan interest by up to 40% with an all-in-one account that combines your home loan with your income so that every cent in your account reduces your interest. So cut your home loan interest by up to 40%. Call 131 575. 131 575. for a free personal savings estimate, 7 days a week. The Bank of Melbourne cuts the cost of banking.
NEC are giving you the chance to win an NEC home entertainment package, including an NEC Versalite 68cm stereo colour TV, VCR, surround sound system and Spirit mobile phone. Just watch the Davis Cup this weekend and you could be the winner.
This will be an interesting battle between the Commodore and the Camry.
We'll see if the Camry's got the legs. It certainly looks like it. We'll see if the Camry's got the legs. It certainly looks like it. We'll see if the Camry's got the legs. It certainly looks like it.
Are you sure he said Camry?
I obviously meant to say Falcon.
No way. Play it again.
We'll see if the Camry's got the legs. It certainly looks like it.
On Sunday, you can relax with Sunday Magazine and catch up on the news front. You can follow your favourite sports and plan to catch your favourite programs. You can be entertained indoors and out, because you can take Sunday at your own pace with Victoria's favourite Sunday paper, the Sunday Herald Sun.
Every man's fantasy.
You want me to go out and look for women?
Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay!
Yeah, they call me the tool man.
Oh, I bet they do. Tim's got a date with disaster.
You like jazz?
Home Improvement, Sunday, 7:30.
Them. The aliens are coming.
Bankman.
No, they're really coming.
You guys remember when I thought our brains were melting?
Third Rock. Then Independence Day, Sunday on 7.
That's what I call a close encounter.
Welcome back to the MCG on Grand Final Day. It's half-time in one of the curtain races, the TAC Under-18s Grand Final between the Dragons and Gippsland Power. And the Dragons at the moment, coached by Brad Gotch, leading by 25 points at half-time. Damien Lynch has 3 goals. He had all those in the first quarter. Sia Panthers 1, Dukes 1, Poyas 2 and Lindsay 1. All singles to the Power. Sheehan, Brayshaw, Byrne and Stolarczyk, the Morris Methodist, have kicked the goals. And of course, don't forget the reserves Grand Final follows this one. That's coming up later in the morning. That's between St Kilda and Essendon. And don't forget the main one today. Time to start round about 3. The Kangaroos and Carlton. And you'll see that live and exclusively on 7 this afternoon. And there are going to be plenty of memorable moments during the course of the day. Let's check our first for Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi Motors presents 1999 Memorable Moments. Vote for your favourite moment now. Was it A, Tony Lockett breaking Gordon Coventry's record?
It's going to go!
B, Hawthorn's strong comeback against St Kilda in round 12. C, Peter Carey's mark. Or D, the classic Essendon versus Kangaroos clash in round 17. You be the judge for a chance to win a rugged Mitsubishi Pajero EO with air conditioning, driver's airbag, Mitsubishi Super Select 4-wheel drive system and all on-road costs. Pick the moment with the most votes and you'll go into the draw for the Mitsubishi Pajero EO. The winner will be announced during Sports World the day after the grand final. Pick up the phone now and win a rugged Pajero EO, the compact 4-wheel drive that's built to 4-wheel drive.
Well, we had a magnificent day yesterday in Melbourne with bright sunshine. We certainly don't have that today. I wonder what's in store for us this afternoon. Let's go to Mark Barretta.
Well, the big question on Grand Final Day is what is the weather going to do for the hundreds of thousands of fans who are headed to the MCG and to functions around town, and of course for the teams and the players. Well, we're here in the Bureau of Meteorology and I'm with senior forecaster Richard Carlin. Richard, what is the weather looking like today?
Well, it's a little misleading at the moment with the bank of cloud across the metropolitan area, but that will quickly burn off by late morning, so mainly sunny skies expected this afternoon for the big game, remaining fine with a light wind and a top temperature of 19 degrees.
So we did hear last night that we were going to get sunshine and 19, and we've woken up this morning, we're a bit doubtful, but it is, and the satellite says we are going to get nice weather today.
That's right, very thin clouds, so we'll just take 2 or 3 hours and the sun will quickly burn off that cloud and we will have a sunny afternoon.
And that's what we're looking at here. We'll see down in this region here is us, and we're looking all right.
That's right, mainly cloud-free across Victoria. Most of the cloud activity is over New South Wales, and that's unlikely to change during the day.
Now, Richard, what about the wind? Because the players and the coaches are always concerned about the wind at the G.
We have had some swirly finals so far this year, but the wind will be very light, and I expect the conditions to be calm inside the stadium.
Excellent. Perfect for both teams.
That's right, no excuses today.
Have you got a favourite?
I think North. Carlton's luck will run out sometime, so North should romp it in.
Great. Thanks, Richard. So there's the word from the Bureau of Meteorology. We are looking forward to perfect conditions for football for the 1999 Grand Final.
Thanks, Mark. Mark Beretta with his eyes on David Brown's job, I presume, forecasting the weather. Should be okay. I was up in Sydney during the week for the rowing. We had a massive thunderstorm up there on Wednesday night, but nothing like that here today. Absolutely perfect for the Grand Final of 1999. We'll take a break. Back with more at the MCG after this.
Ran a breath test. You guys are out early this afternoon.
I haven't had anything to drink.
Accompany me to the booze bus.
This year, the police will breath test over 2 million drivers.
You got a blood alcohol concentration of 0.122.
0.116%. So drink drivers will be caught.
Lose your licence, it'll be cancelled for a period of 12 months.
For 11 months and $420 fine. It's just going shopping.
If you drink, then drive. You're a bloody idiot.
Got an extreme hunger? Just swing into McDonald's and go wild with an extreme burger packed with triple beef, triple cheese and bacon.
Through a temporary lapse of concentration at a bad corner, I ran up the back of a tradesman's van.
The front light was damaged, the bumper bar, some of the grille.
I made a phone call to Amy. Their people were well trained, that they knew the process, that they knew the answers to the questions. Amy really did make it very easy and did it all for us.
When I went and picked up the car, it was absolutely immaculate. I've never seen it so clean before.
It looked like it does now. It looked like a brand new car.
Very happy with Amy.
Home buyers, come to the Bank of Melbourne and cut your home loan interest by up to 40%. Call 131 575. 131 575. The Bank of Melbourne cuts the cost of banking.
It's not your everyday view of the Grand Final.
It's not your everyday approach to the arts.
It's not your everyday opinion.
It's not your everyday life. And it's not every day you get the opportunity to win the ultimate Sunday relaxation package.
But then, of course, the Sunday Age is not your everyday Sunday paper.
Seize the day. The Outback, where every year the migration of the off-road vehicle people takes place. If we're lucky, we might see a powerful new species. There! Over there! It's a tough journey. But the stronger bodied thrive in the more open spaces. Reach their destination and retire to mate.
The Land Cruiser 100. The most powerful Land Cruiser ever built. King off the road.
Come on, sing it for me, girls. Woo! Whoa! No! Here I come now. And you know when you hear me moaning. The only thing as good as your cherry ripe is someone else's.
Come on, get back in here.
Once when you had back pain, doctors prescribed lengthy periods of bed rest. But now we know that resting your back for too long may actually make things worse. More than a day or two, and your back starts to stiffen and weaken, making it even more painful. You might have to do a bit less at the start, but the longer it takes to get moving, the harder it is to get going.
Endorsed by the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners.
Welcome back to the MCG. It's half-time in the Under-18s Grand Final. The Prahran Dragons leading the Gippsland Power by 25 points. And I'd just like to mention at this stage of the morning, our shots coming from the blimp, the Goodyear blimp. And what a magnificent picture we're getting of the MCG. That will be up there all day, bringing you some great aerials of that one day in September. And speaking of days, Blue Ribbon Day, I'd like to remind you of too. these little badges in memory of the 134 members of the Victoria Police who have been killed on duty, and Blue Ribbon Day is being observed for the first time in conjunction with the National Police Remembrance Day, and that is coming up on September the 29th. So you can wear yours in remembrance of those Victoria Police members who have died in the line of duty. Okay, now if you'd like to grab your slice of football history, just take a look at this.
Here's your chance to grab something from the 90s. Blue Star Cooler and Crows champion Jarman have signed just 500 of these limited edition photographs, highlighting their own great grabs. Available exclusively through Channel 7 for just $110. So you can keep jars and Cooler hanging for some years to come. Don't miss out. Call 1-800-151-777 to secure your piece of AFL history.
Well, the fans are coming in here by their thousand. There was a stampede when the gates opened here, a bit like the running of the bulls in Pamplona for the MCG members. And, well, they're pretty well stacked in down below us now, and they're filing in from all the entrances at the moment, and the ground will be full this afternoon for the bounce round about 3 o'clock. To find out where they're coming from, let's go now, first of all, to Darren Linton.
Well, a lot of the fans do arrive very early for the grand final, and we're going to put a few kangaroos in the spotlight, so to speak. These kangaroo supporters come here every year?
Every year.
Even when you're not in the grand final?
You don't get tickets if you're not in the grand final.
What are you having for breakfast?
Chicken, anything. Everything.
And Vicky, explain this one to me. Who's this?
Captain Carey.
Captain Carey.
Captain Carey. He doesn't look much like Wayne Carey, but he's got the right jumper on. And Charlie down the end here. How long have you been a North supporter, Charlie?
Since 1963.
And what are you drinking at the moment?
Champagne and a bit of orange juice.
And it's only early, isn't it? Are you going to make the game?
Yes, I am. I'll probably go in there about 12:30. I'll watch the reserves, and then I'll go on and watch the mighty Shimboners win their 4th grand final.
Join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, North Melbourne's on the ball. Good old North Melbourne, they're champions, you'll agree. North Melbourne is the premier since 1999. Come on, North!
Slightly off key, but I'm sure music to the ears of all North Melbourne supporters. Incidentally, the young lady out there, Kevin Bartlett, is very, very jealous of the hair. He's gone down to try to check out if he can get some. We'll take a break from the MCG. The second half of the Under-18s is coming up in just a moment.
Still hungry for adventure? Just swing back into McDonald's and go wild with a super-sized choc banana flavoured sundae or large banana flavoured shake.
Am I a crummy cookie?
Am I a wee boring biscuit?
Okay, am I exciting and new? Do people love me? Am I smooth and desirable? La la la. I know. Am I single?
The chocolate-smothered wafers of new Cadbury Breakaway have biscuits beat.
Stupid game.
Per generazioni la famiglia Capece ha prodotto il miglior olio d'oliva di tutta l'Umbria. All'improvviso il mondo è cambiato. Globalizzazione, tragedia.
Perché piangi?
E piango perché tu devi partire per salvare la famiglia.
Ma nonna, c'è un modo nuovo di fare le cose. Io non devo partire.
Come? Mi fai piangere per niente.
Can one film give you great pictures in almost all conditions? Even when it's cloudy? Even when people are moving? Even when the light is fading? Sunlight, low light, action, and still. Kodak Max, it's all you need to know about film.
Excuse me, donkey boy. Try something new.
Try something new. Great new taste Sunkist.
Introducing a company that works as an active partner to more than 40 million people in 60 countries. Its name is AXA. And now AXA is here to put you first, to help you reach your financial goals with investments, insurance and superannuation. The future together. AXA.
What can you say? An AXA. What's an AXA? I don't know.
The human spine is surprisingly difficult to damage, no matter how some people try. So if you hurt your back, it's not likely to be serious. In fact, most back injuries recover within a few weeks. The best thing for back pain, healthy, sensible exercise. It's very unlikely you'll ever need spinal surgery, unless your doctor strongly recommends it. Even then, a second opinion can't hurt.
Endorsed by the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners.
Welcome back. Shots from the Goodyear Blimp Government House and the Sydney Mire Music Bowl, the National Tennis Centre, the new multi-purpose stadium fast nearing completion. New footbridge over the Yarra to the MCG likewise as we come into the venue for Grand Final Day 1999. Half-time in the under-18s at the moment. Drew Morfitt's going to be hosting the Reserves Grand Final for you a little bit later on during the course of the morning. Here he is right now.
Blighty, Personality of the Year, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, but quite an honour.
And a bit different for you. You've only been away for 3 years, but it's been a remarkable 3 years.
Yeah, it has been, hasn't it? The last two have been pretty special. This one not so good, but yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
And at this time of the year, how are you feeling compared to the last two when you're in the game?
Oh, look, I thought that was harder going up in front of all those people today than it actually was being involved in the team on Grand Final Day. Yeah, that was bad. I mean, you miss it. I mean, I've been very fortunate to be part of a lot of them, so but it's a great day.
Well, the Crows were absolutely fantastic. It was an interesting decision to jump out after such a short time, but gee, 2 out of 3, as you say, ain't bad.
Yeah, look, I don't know, perhaps the older you get, the less it's going to take or something like that, but I just felt as though it was time to go and give someone else a crack at it. I think there's another chance from perhaps with a new guy, and Gary's obviously going to do that.
We hope we see a lot more of you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Drew.
Yeah, two of the good guys there. Drew and Blighty. It was always great to work with Blighty. I always remember a story a few years ago. We were in Canada and the producer, we were doing one of the overseas matches, obviously, and he put us up for the opener on the roof of a grandstand. Now, I hate heights, and Blighty hates them even more, and you should have seen the two of us. Oh, golly, it was funny. You wouldn't find that on the AFL website, but you can find all about footy. There it is there, www.afl.com.au for all your information on the AFL, be it grand finals or whatever. And don't forget the International Series. That's coming up first, Friday, October 8 at the MCG. Book through Ticketmaster, and Friday, October 15 at Football Park in Adelaide. You can book through Bass. Tickets available at the gate, also at both venues. All right, just about set for the second half. The ball just about to be bounced. 25 points the margin in favour of the Prahran Dragons. Can the Gippsland Power come back? They're going for their 8th win in succession. But at the moment, they certainly have the job ahead of them. Black gets the first hand pass away effectively. The Power would love the first couple of goals to get themselves back into the match. A good run down the left-hand wing now for the Power. Taking the ball away is Shannon O'Brien. Kicks up well inside 50. Marking contest down there. Ainley shuffles it out the back. Dooley, likewise. Shaw Dennis over the top. Defence of Prahran working hard down there to try to get it out of the zone. Now a chance for a snap by Murphy. That's going pretty close. Which way will it bounce? It bounces through for one behind. So the first score of the second half going to the Gippsland Power. Number 20 on screen there, Andrew Dooley. And number 7, Justin Doust for the Prahran Dragons to bring it back.
And the defence has been very good for the Prahran Dragons. You just mentioned Doust, but Ainley has been a tremendous player, and Bristow at full back. Shaw Dennis has won a lot of the ball in the back pocket along with Stone and Lyon, so they've been very, very strong. As we see Lindsay pump the ball back towards the half-back line, and Spriggs has been an absolute star. That's his 16th possession. Really an outstanding player in that second quarter when they booted 4 goals to 1. Here's Green, all tied up. Russell Green's young boy. Sheehan comes away for the power, and a great chasing. Wonderful chasing. And a free kick.
It's
will go to the Dragons.
KB.
And Dylan Smith, who has had 21 possessions. And when you can race and chase and run down players like that, it is magnificent. O'Brien comes away for the power, drops the ball in short, and again has been taken by Ainley. So strong in defence. Prahran Dragons have won all their finals by an average of 6 goals. Dukes was the high flyer in front, couldn't take it. Over the top of the ball, trying to work his way out of trouble was Brayshaw. It's been pinched, taken away by Sullivan. Another very good player. This is a good kick, and he finds Ezra Poyers, who's booted a couple of goals. Unselfish play. He was looking for Green, who runs into the open goal and nails it.
Got an extreme hunger? There's only one thing to do. Swing into McDonald's for an extreme burger. With the release of Disney's Tarzan comes the Extreme Burger, packed with triple beef, triple cheese and bacon to make your taste buds go wild.
Well, this is where it all starts for the day. We're down at Arden Street and the cheer squad are currently loading up the bus. Cheer squad leader Steve Wood is with me. Steve, it's a big day for you guys, isn't it?
It's a very big day. It's been a lot of planning and a lot of preparation.
And great atmosphere, isn't it? I mean, it all starts here.
Well, they're out early in the morning. We're getting ready to load the bus. We've got nearly 50 people coming this morning. And yeah, it's a big day and there's been a lot of work gone into it.
And a huge operation. When did you start building the banner?
Last Saturday, but it actually went back a few weeks before that. Our artwork started at the start of the finals.
Yep. And what, can you tell us what it says, or are you going to have to wait and see?
Well, we've had a transport theme all the way through. We've had a kangaroo driving a Mazda truck. We've had a kangaroo riding a motorbike, and it's another transport theme. But today, the kangaroo's actually flying an aircraft.
Okay. We'll see it later this afternoon.
We will.
Steve, big operation, isn't it, for you guys? I mean, how many hours goes into getting all the, I guess, the pom-poms and the streamers and the banners?
Hundreds, thousands of hours throughout the year. Most of the stuff you're seeing getting loaded on the bus is handmade. The people make it themselves. Probably 50 hours went into making the banner, and that would have involved up to 20 people. So you're looking perhaps nearly 1,000 hours work just for the grand final.
And it'll all be worth it when you get a win this afternoon.
We hope so.
All right, good on you,
Steve.
We
hope so. Thanks, Mark.
So as you can see, everyone here is packing up. They're getting on the bus and getting set to go, and you will see the fruit of their work this afternoon.
Thank you, Mark. No addition to the score here at the MCG. It's a boundary throw in front of the MCC members stand. 5 goals is the margin in favour of the Prahran Dragons. 17 minutes remaining in the third quarter of the TAC Under-18s Grand Final. Brown over the top. Chance for the power. Quick kick comes up towards Smith. Couldn't handle it that time. Now the skipper, Anstey. Brayshaw's caught, ridden into the ground, and the umpire says it's a stalemate, gentlemen. It's my ball. He'll ball it up close to centre wing now. Number 14, Black, has been interchanged off the ruck with Trand, it would appear. Black gets the front position. Oh, beautifully done to Spriggs. As KB mentioned, he's been very, very good. Sia Pantis off the bench and already a goal kicker onto the left. He might have got another one, but just misses to the right-hand side. So one behind, further behind to increase the Dragons' lead. Over 5 goals now and looking good for the flag. Incidentally, must mention Ray Jordan. We spoke of him earlier. Ray had a stroke earlier in the year and he's well on the way to making a full recovery, and I know the Slug will be watching. So I hope you're enjoying the telecast, Slug.
We just saw Peter Francis on screen, who played with Carlton, Richmond, Fitzroy and Essendon. Of course, Ray Byrne is offsider with Collingwood, Carlton and Geelong. And as I mentioned, played on me in my 400th game and gave me that toothless comb before the bounce of the ball. Still have to get Ray Byrne back for that. Coming through strongly is Byrne. Up towards the half-forward line. On hands and knees. Loose ball gain. Here's a chance. Green, great
Good tackle.
Pulled off the ball by Sheehan. And a chance for the power, but this time the kick's a wild kick. goes over the line and out of bounds.
It was Byrne.
Yeah, so Lee Byrne really should have made more of this. The tackle from Lee Sheen was very good. And when a ball spills free like that, particularly just 20, 25 metres out for goal, you need to make the most of it. That was a golden opportunity for the Power.
Dragons by 31 points. So it's a chance for the Power, taken away by Ainley. His partner in crime, he's been magnificent today. Nick Stone just pumps the ball back towards the half-back flank. The race is on. Overrunning the ball that time was Sheehan, keeps his body on line. So does Dylan Smith. This time forces the ball over for a boundary throw-in. 58 plays 27. Damien Lynch with 3 goals, the main goal kicker on the ground for the Dragons. All those goals coming in the first term. Bradley Gotch on screen. Be pretty happy with the way it's turning out so far. Prahran Dragons have never ever won the TAC Cup Grand Final, and Poyer's also with 2 goals, their other multiple goal kicker. Smith again, this time we see Power trying to keep the ball. Smith again burrows in hard. Falling over the top was Van Zertaart, and again a ball up.
Van Zertaart, pretty good horse.
Second in the Melbourne Cup.
So Mark Williams on the right, and who's that on the left?
That's Mark
Harvey, is it?
Yes.
This competition, Peter, was very relevant to the AFL with the number of players drafted in recent years from it. In fact, half the draft every year pushes through from the TAC Cup. Hence the presence of the coaches and all the recruiting managers early here today.
Green's kick intercepted by Kilday and taken over the line by Joe Allen, number 25.
And Kevin, it's also good to see the country represented, you know, Gippsland Power being in here. We saw in the VFL where Ballarat participated in the grand final last week. So the regional country areas through the system of under the AFL is really now starting to come to the fore.
With the Murray Bushrangers winning this competition last year, North Ballarat Rebels the year before had produced the likes of Adam Goods, who we saw kick 6 goals in this grand final just a couple of years back and go on to win the Norwich Rising Star Award this year. So it's giving boys from whatever area in Victoria, Tasmania and New South Wales ACT the chance to play on the big stage.
Sullivan and Lindsay combining, and they get the ball out in front of goal to Ezra Poyer, who's already kicked 2 goals. He started off the match quietly, but has started to come into his own, particularly late in the second quarter and now early in the third with a good mark in front of goal.
Paul Sullivan really is impressed with his discipline there, knew where to put the ball and sent it in very well.
Poyers for his third, and to increase the Dragons' lead. Well, he's increased the lead, but not by the margin that he wanted, or the amount. He's got 1 behind, and still just with the 2 goals against his name. 9-5 to 4-3. 59 players, 27. The Dragons looking good to take out the flag. Murphy takes the mark just up from the back pocket. Decides to go in short. Picks out a player there in Kilday. Kilday from left half back. Kick travels about 40 metres towards centre wing. None can bring it down. Lyon does well at ground level. Kicks it back inside 50, and the mark again taken by Robert Murphy.
Who, along with Beaumont and Kilday, they've got a tough job trying to hold this forward line of the Prahran Dragons. Taken away also by Shannon O'Brien. They try to set up the loose player. Steve Green comes in late, taken away by Allen. Steve Green certainly showing plenty of potential. Sheehan on centre wing to the half-forward line. Danger player down here is Ainley. He's had a terrific game.
Be good.
He is so good across that half-back line.
22 possessions, KB.
He is an absolute star.
That entire defence has just been impenetrable here this morning, hasn't it? The Power, they've worked well from half-back, but just can't get through that half-forward line.
Anstey finds Duke at centre-half forward. He marks in front of Allen. He's on the edge of the centre square. He'll be looking for Lynch out in front. Too much carry on the ball. Also off the hands of Poyers. Trying to come through strongly. The Power, it's a wild handball taken by Stolachik, who's been playing a lone hand midfield. Trapping the ball again was Ainley. This time he's got Cooper to beat, does it well. Gets it back to Shaw Dennis, who goes short, goes wide, and finds Nick Stone, a handy player, to the half-forward line. Inside 50 now, again for the Dragons. Briggs, a danger player, pulled off the ball. There was no free kick. The Power trying to keep the ball alive. This time we see running over the line Nick Stone for a boundary throw-in.
Well, of course, it takes a lot of workers to put on such a huge event as a grand final. And these people in red behind me, they are the event staff, and this is the supervisor of the event staff. How many have you got working today?
We've got 20 today, just in the pavilion area, looking after the seat allocation for the members, because members' areas aren't reserved. They've got to come in and get their own seat for the day.
You know, last year you started the new system, and so this is your second year. Has it been working smoothly?
Yes, worked even better today, didn't it, guys? Worked well? worked well. Even better, the members are very pleased because it's a much fairer system for everyone.
And why is that?
It means that the people that come in early get rewarded for their seat, but they can't save people's seats that aren't here. They only get their own seat.
Okay, so what's on for the rest of the day for these people?
Most will be redeployed elsewhere, onto gates or ushering or whatever. Some will stay on the area and just look after the area and see there's no problems.
These, the key workers, are they today?
Around here, absolutely. Did a great job. They've earned a break already. They've done great. Thank you.
Well done, guys.
A further addition to the score here at the MCG. The Dragons still leading it handily, 59-27 in the TAC Cup Grand Final. Kick comes from Stolacek down towards left half forward. Smith again gets beaten to it on this occasion, though, by one of his teammates in the person of Lyon. Lyon's kick close to the boundary line. Now Anstey, Kilday, missed it. Tackled by Lindsay. The hand pass is effective. McLaren, a quick kick up towards centre wing. The mark is taken by Hazelman. Hazelman gets it on to the boot quickly. Tried to find Sellings. Too much carry on the football, though. Hits the deck again. Good second effort by Sellings. Might have lost the ball to Doust. Now a chance for the Power. If they can straighten up and kick, Dawes can. He goes at goal, and he's got it.
MobileNet is revolutionising mobile phone usage for business with unprecedented value on all mobile calls. So now you can enjoy the benefits of some free calls on all new mobile plans. 25% off MobileNet to MobileNet per minute call rates on all new business plans. Flat rates across Australia, regardless of distance. And easy talk, pay by the second billing. Together they represent significant savings and newfound freedom for your business. That's MobileNet.
Power drag it back to a 26-ball game, 26-point game. 5-3-33 to the Dragons, 9-5-59. First goal to Sliding Doors as we see the ball come wide, taken by Stolacek. He's been a magnificent midfield player. He's been playing a lone hand, got a touch of the fumbles with Sliding Doors on the hands and knees. Trying to get it was Evans. Loose ball, here's Green. Been very good since the opening quarter. Tumbles the ball out towards the boundary line on centre wing, trying to get there in time, keeping the ball line with Shannon O'Brien. The ball stays in, didn't quite get the bounce he wanted. And finally, over the line for a toss back in.
You're going to call Green Lawn now that you're on a roll with the nicknames?
There's Dukes.
I think there'll be two AFL clubs very keen on the performance of Stephen Green today. That's St Kilda and Hawthorn.
Father-son rule.
He's eligible for both under father-son rule. It'll be interesting to see if he nominates. He's just a 17-year-old and still has got a lot of physical developing to do. But he has the choice of not nominating this year and waiting till next year.
Dukes getting his hands on the ball first. Anstey has won a lot of the ball. This time they don't really quite hit a target. And here's Poyas backing back. He's booted a couple of goals. Starting to have a bit of an influence and also a bit of a run. It's on the half-back line, taken by Spriggs. Sets it up to his partner in crime in Ainley. Inside 50, a chance for Lynch. Too much carry. Here's Green. He needs a kind bounce. He's going to run in the open goal. He could kick it off the ground. Can't control it. Maybe pushed over the line by Allen. Boundary throw in.
And Kevin, what choice do you think he would make, whether he nominates or not?
Well, I think physically he does need another year. I think it'd be good judgment not to nominate for the draft and therefore be in a position where he could choose to register with one of those two clubs under father-son. I think he's probably best off waiting another year, given his lack of physical development at this stage.
Great strength by Dukes, pops it high, and here's Lynch. He's got it. This time he's just too good for Bethala. He's had a couple of opponents today, Dukes. Started with Vaughan Evans and then Beaumont. Looks like maybe Bethala now having a crack at the youngster who booted 3 goals in that first quarter to give the Prahran Dragons a flying start. So Lynch, you can see the angle there. It's a very tough one. You expect he'll just come out and try and bend the ball back, and he's got it. Great kick.
It's my town. There's no place better. It's my town, the town that I call home. It's my town. That's why I live here. Oh, it's my town.
Turn to the paper Victoria turns to every day.
It's my town.
Your paper, the Herald Sun.
Great shot by Damien Lynch, who gets his 4th goal for the match. 3 in the first quarter and now 1 in the third. And the difference out to 32 points again. Trand didn't get an effective tap out. Stolicic absolutely nailed down there in the tackle as he tried to spear his way through the pack, and it will be balled up again. Morris medalist gets himself up. Dylan Smith there on the left. Lyon is number 3, or rather Poyas is number 3, Lyon 11. So a bounce just off the centre circle. 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Again, Trand up high. Quick hand pass. Comes to the advantage of O'Brien. Kicks up towards half forward. Mark taken by Peter Beaumont. Beaumont too far out to score. He'll be looking for Byrne down there if he can nail him. Sullivan's got it. Mark not paid. Stolicic tries to get clear. Sullivan's got him. They'll be looking for the boundary line. The Dragons, if they can find it, and they do, so we'll see a throw in. And no free kick applicable. Stolicic not too happy.
Morris medalist arguing with the umpire.
He's got the medal, Kev.
He's not going to give it back either. They really need a goal here. Can Sheridan give them one? Or Beaumont, rather. Short Dennis, quick hand pass to Ainley. Ainley's been very, very good. Snap down there by Vansittart, and he's missed it by a nose. One behind. 31 points the margin. Stop it. You started it. With the toothless comb. Number 7 is Justin Doust. He started the game in long sleeves, and he's been pretty good running off halfback, and this time kicks in short. He was looking for Poyas, but he couldn't find him.
Stolicic right on 50 to the goal square. Chance for the power. Was touched off hands and through for a behind. So he's had a very, very good game, Stolicic. 18 possessions. He's kicked a goal. That goal came in the first quarter. In fact, the first quarter was the best for the Gippsland Power. They kicked 3-2. They trailed by 5 points at quarter time. 25 points at half time. Just that 1 goal to 4 in that second quarter really did hold them up. Ainley pumps the ball back. He's looking for Tran, who was very good in the ruck. Also in that first half, he's sharing the ruck duties with Black. This is where they've been so strong. The Prahran Dragons have had a number of players they can interchange all the time. Ball comes wide. Looking for Damien Lynch. Serpantes kicked a goal when he came off the interchange bench. So they've got a handy bench as well. Spriggs couldn't take it. Some strong play on the half-forward line as well. Nick Stone hits them hard. And again, you can see Spriggs, a hard worker, who's had 18 possessions and 5 marks. That's number 5 on screen. He's been one of the key players for the Prahran Dragons today.
Yeah, KB is one of 10 players in this match who will progress from here to the AFL Draft Camp, which this year will be held up at the Australian Institute of Sport. So that's the final step in the evaluation process that the AFL clubs make before they choose players in the national draft, which will be on the 31st of October this year.
There's Don Scott looking on, one of the board of directors at Hawthorn, one of the greats and a premiership captain for the Mighty Hawks. Gee, I like Dukes. He's tough and strong, isn't he? He's a couple of times now he's just ripped the ball out of the hands of opponents. Serpantes, looks a likely player as well. Left footer, chips the ball out wide. Poyas, he's already kicked 2 goals. Clever play, 45 metres out. Unloads, gives it both barrels and bangs it through. He's got...
You won't believe your eyes.
It was like a hydrant of water just zoop coming out of her bottom.
An embarrassing problem.
I don't know how much water you can get in a little dog.
See how Dr. Harry fixes this one. Sunday on Harry's Practice.
Then an exclusive interview with Jeff Kennett recorded before the election.
When are you going to be the Prime Minister?
I think there's a very good answer to that.
How can I get my hair to look like yours?
Kids Speak, Sunday on 7.
Yes, good morning. We're here at the club John Elliott likes to call Carlton, and the inner sanctum here. This is the cheer squad with the banner. Now, it's very secretive, as you can see. It's all been taped up, and there's no way we're going to get a look at this. But Dennis, the boss, he's making sure everything's under control, that doesn't fall off the Delta truck. Dennis, give us a bit of a tip. What is on the banner?
Oh, it's pretty secretive, Mark. I can't sort of let out too much. But
give us something. Come on.
There's some pretty snazzy slogans and a few nice caricatures to keep the Carlton fans happy, yeah.
Now, you've won 16 cups. Is there any chance there's a 17th up on that banner?
Do or do not. There is no try. Of course we will.
So you can't lose. Is that what you're saying?
Well, exactly.
You know everyone else thinks you're very lucky to be here.
I don't care what people think. And then, I mean, we don't care what people think.
Now, Big Jack here at Carlton thinks you're going to be singing this song quite a lot this morning or today. So boys, get together, and girls, give us the first rendition of that famous theme song. Off you go.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old dark Navy Blues. We're the team that never let you down. We're the only team on Carlton known.
No further addition to the score at the MCG. Throw it in the forward pocket for the Gippsland Power. Trend against McLaren. Won by the former, picked up by Sheehan. Nice kick on the boundary line. Oh, gee, that's going pretty close. I think he might have kicked it. Oh, great goal, son. Terrific stuff. Goal of the match so far, and boy, did they need that.
Well, Lee Sheehan has shown some great pace throughout the day, and this one he reads extremely well. On the burst through there, lays the ball across the foot, as you can see, tossed it up high enough, and it did the rest for him. That's a sensational goal from out there. Just what the Power needed. That's just their third goal since their first quarter effort of 3 goals. Just getting another couple of quick ones here now could well put them right back in, and we're under 5 minutes of play, so there is a scope for 2 quick goals.
Yes, they must get a couple more before 3/4 time if they're to have any chance in this match. A view from the Goodyear blimp. The ball goes down. We've got 5 minutes remaining in the quarter, and 5 goals is the difference. Well, it might have been a free kick to Anstey there. The umpire lets it go. Kicked off the ground to the Power's advantage up towards half forward. This might be the one they want. McLaren puts it high and puts it accurately into the arms of Sellings. Sellings bombs it long.
Oh, they need it.
Oh, geez, missed it. Would have been handy. So 29 points the margin now from Mark Sellings' boot. One behind. And it's 11-5 to 6-6. 4.5 minutes remaining in the term.
The Dragons in control. They led by 5 points at quarter time, 25 points at half time, and under 5 minutes they lead by 29 points. On 50. Beaumont. It's been handy. Free kick in the back. No free kick paid. Over the top is Stolicic. They'll ball it up. 45 metres out from goal. 71 plays, 42. 4 goals to Damien Lynch and 3 to Poyers, main goal kickers for the Dragons, and 2 goals to Lee Sheehan. There's the Goodyear blimp giving us all the aerial shots today at the MCG. 4 minutes left in the TAC Grand Final. Both these sides have been undefeated in the final series so far. Dragons have won all their games by an average of 6 goals. 4 goals to the Gippsland Power. They're under pressure. Neither of these two sides have won a premiership, so there's going to be someone very, very happy at the end of the day. The high flyer in front. That was Kilday. He's been working hard across half-back. Serpantis overruns the ball. He's been an impressive player since coming off the bench. Touch of the fumbles across half-back. Sam Dawes has it. Keeps the ball alive. Running past the ball was Sullivan. Coming through was Ainley. Gets the ball across also to Anstey. They've won so much of the ball today. That's where they've been such a dominating side. Lee Brown in the ruck. He's had his hands full against Tran and also Black. This is a beautiful kick. Edge of the centre square to Hazelman. One of their stars really needs to lift also in this last term that's coming up. They have to come home with a couple of quick goals just before 3/4 time. Would just lift the confidence. Coming through again.
Good
magnificent play.
again.
Ainley, but this time brought down by Sellings. Trying to work his way out of trouble was Lyon. Tumbles the ball out towards the half-back line. Lucks of fortune lands in the arms of Anstey, but he's been with the ball all day. Sheehan on hands and knees, can't get it. They fall on top of the ball. Vansittart as well. Desperate play by the Power. Just sensing, Terry, that if they can get a goal just before 3/4 time, just maybe they can come home in this last quarter.
I agree. They've just found a little bit of new energy in these last few minutes, and the last couple of shots on goals, Sellings has missed. They needed to get that one in on there. There is the time. It's ticking down. We're 2.5 minutes, just on 2 minutes of play left. There is the scope for them to get one, and that then would give Peter Francis, the coach, something to work with at the 3/4 time break.
Trans kick up and under. Preston Shaw-Dennis on screen there, number 29 for the Prahran Dragons. We have a throw-in in front of our commentary box, centre wing MCG. As Terry said, if they can get at least one goal, they're still in this match. Quick kick by Stolicic. That was smothered. Rebounds up towards centre wing. Here he is, Sheehan. Again, kicked that last great goal to give Power something. Jungworth. Now Stone. McLaren missed it. Now there's a free kick. As Sellings tries to break clear, it's going to Sellings. He'll take it still inside the centre square. Missed a shot earlier that he should have converted. That one dropping a little bit short as he tried to pass it line. Missed it. The ball shuffled out towards Smith, who was very good in the first half. Sia Pantis gets the quick hand pass away. Gets it back again to Shaw Dennis. Going through solidly was Evans. Shaw Dennis has it again. Kicks it long up towards full forward. Marking contest. A big fist from a power player. Gets it out to the side of Murphy. Murphy clear of Rees. Boots it long up towards the half back line. And chipping in to take the mark down there is Kilday. Kilday quickly up towards centre wing. Green reads the play so well. He's been one of the best today. Russell and Roxy will be pretty happy. Dylan Smith to half forward, and Spriggs, who's also been very good. Their midfield has been excellent. We spoke about Ainley. He's had 28 possessions, and Spriggs, he's had 18. So the ball drifting towards the boundary line in front of Stephen Hazelman, Victorian country representative, and it is out of bounds as the clock ticks down 1 minute to three-quarter time.
That would have been their strength right throughout the course of the year, I take it, Kevin, with the midfield strength of the Dragons.
Yes, with Dylan Smith, John Lindsay, Mark Ainley, David Spriggs. They've been dominant players through the course of the year. Most of those represented the Victorian Metropolitan Under-18 side in the National Championships, were stars of Victoria too in July. Continued to gather the ball, averaged 25 to 30 times those players, distributed very, very well.
And they've all played well today.
Stood up on the big day that counts.
Dukes, again, very strong at the contest. He'll do the ruck work. In fact, he shared at that time with Mark Jackson. Reese has come off the interchange bench also for the Dragons. It's inside 50. Danger here for the Power. They'll need to make certain that Murphy takes control. Tries to find Beaumont with quick hands, gets it back. So it's good running play here by Murphy. Comes through the centre square, but ran down. Again, a loose ball. The Power with a chance. Time clock ticking away. Important play. Powers just needs a quick goal, but coming away. Shaw Dennis to the edge of the centre square, taken by Poyers. He's booted 3 goals. Kicks the ball back towards Duke, who's made position at centre half forward as the siren sounds. So at three-quarter time, the Dragons 11-5-71 lead the Power 6-6-42. And that man on screen, Dukes, has been a very good focal point at centre half forward. But they've got the job in front of them, Pete.
They've had good players all over the field, haven't they, Kev? 71 plays 42. TAC Cup Grand Final, back shortly at the G.
Wouldn't your workmates congratulate you if you bought a 1-ton ute with 10,000 kilometre service intervals? Of course they would, until they found out that you didn't buy a Mitsubishi Triton, which has 15,000 kilometre service intervals, meaning less downtime, less cost, less hassle. 1-ton Triton.
Still hungry for adventure? Just swing back into McDonald's and go wild with a super-sized choc banana flavoured sundae or large banana flavoured shake.
Look, they make olive oil. Take a picture here.
Okay, all right.
Buongiorno.
Oh, hi. How are you? Is this your business?
Yes.
Oh, we have our own business too.
Yes, we have 3 stores in Ohio.
Ohio. We sell in Ohio. And California, and Canada, and Argentina, and Australia, and Mexico.
They're on the internet. How can they afford it?
At our Goodyear Auto Service Centre sale, Gary here wouldn't even be told off if he sold you another brand like Remington for just $65, and he'd quite happily sell you this Dunlop Grand Prix for just $89. And Gary wouldn't even get the slightest ticking off for giving you a great deal on these Olympic sprinters for $106. That's right, unbiased advice and the right price. Because we don't just sell it if it's Goodyear, We sell it if it's good. Call 132343 for your local store.
Back pain can make life very hard, and unfortunately there's not one quick fix. If the pain's severe, you can take paracetamol or aspirin. Cold packs will help reduce the swelling, and applying heat can help reduce stiffness. And in the first 6 weeks, manipulation can be really helpful. But best of all, getting up and going again as soon as you can. Because in the end, it's up to you.
Endorsed by the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners.
You better make that too. Foster's Light Ice for extreme refreshment.
Welcome back to the MCG. 29 points. The Dragons are really breathing fire in the TAC Cup Grand Final, leading the Gippsland Power, and just 1 quarter away from their first premiership in this competition. Plenty happening around the town and the build-up to the big one too. Let's go to Mark Beretta again.
Well, this is really where it all starts for the Kangaroos today in John Hollywood Neeson's boot room, and as you can see, the boots for the day are all set and ready to go. Johnny, you've got the Ducks boots here, just getting a final touch-up.
Yes.
And how are they this morning?
Oh, they're pretty good, mate. They're as good as they'll ever be.
They're ready to fly?
Hopefully they'll kick a few goals today.
Now, what do you do with these to get them ready? You give them a bit of a clean and just make sure they're right?
Yeah, well, there's different types of boots, and these particular boots I can't use nugget on, so I use this stuff.
Oh, yeah, just give them a clean up?
Yep.
Excellent. So they're all set, they go in the bag and in the truck and away we go?
Yep.
All right, well, good luck today, John.
Thanks, mate.
All right, mate, have a good day.
Righto, mate.
So this is where it all happens here. This is where the boots will come from and be loaded in. Now, they'll go in the truck, and the truck is out the back at the moment. We're actually in the heart of the Roos rooms at the moment, and this is where preparations have been underway for the last week to get everything ready for today. This is where the players have been hearing Dennis Pagan pass on his message and preparing themselves out on Arden Street and getting ready for this big day. Now, if we come through now, this is in the property area, and this is where everything is being loaded in the truck at the moment to go to the ground. And you just get no idea for the amount of equipment that the clubs need to take to a grand final. Now, Orb is just here loading one of the bags, the chief property steward. Orb, I don't think people have any idea how much gear you have to take. You've got exercise bikes, computers, everything.
Computers, exercise bikes, TV sets, videos, and a camera that we take a video of the game with, boots, the whole lot, the coach's bag, the coach's board.
Couple of sets of jumpers?
3 sets of jumpers. What else?
And
exercise bikes.
For you guys, no worries getting out of bed this morning? You sprung out for this one?
No, we're all used to this.
You're looking forward to today, especially?
Yeah, looking forward to it, yeah, especially after last year.
Yeah.
We can go one better.
As far as the gear that you take, anything special for grand final day?
No, nothing special. It's just the same as any other day. Just the same
like
gear.
Dennis.
And yeah, well, I learned it off him. But the jumper's a bit different. Like I said, I've got the grand final logo on them. They've all been away. They're the caps that we hope we'll use after the game.
And that is the grand final jumper.
Final logo.
Fantastic. So there are 3 sets of those?
Yeah, there's 3 sets. There's a set of long sleeve and 2 sets of sleeveless, because one, they're match jumper, and the spare one they have out on the ground in case they get the blood rule or a torn jumper.
Yeah, well, you've been through all this before. How are you feeling about today?
Yeah, well, you know, I just hope we can take it. You know, you can't be too overconfident or anything like that. That's just fairly confident, and I just hope we can do it. You know, make up to last year.
Yeah. Good luck to you, mate. Have a good day out there, and let you get back to work.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
So that's the view in here at the moment at North Melbourne. It's a hive of activity as everything gets set to get loaded on the truck and down to the MCG.
Great kick by Lynch to get the ball to Sullivan for a goal to the Prahran Dragons to increase their lead in the first moments of play in the final quarter. There he is, number 19, Paul Sullivan. That was great team play, Terry, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Sullivan's been very impressive. And Kevin Sheen, you were speaking about how a number of these boys go up and play reserves grade football, but he's been one that's pretty much stayed at home and could be well in line for the best and fairest with the Dragons.
Yes, he had a sneak look up at Melbourne during the year, but has a very, very consistent player over the course of the year. And the thing that you really like about him is his 1%ers. He's tackling, he's smothering, as well as winning 20 possessions today. He's been a very, very important player for the Dragons.
So is this guy for the Dragons, Ainley. That's possession number 29. And does it effectively too to get it towards the boundary line. He's been very, very good. The difference is 35 points, 18.5 minutes remaining in the grand final, and the Gippsland Power unbeaten in the final series today, going for their 7th win in succession, and they certainly have the job ahead of them if they're to reverse this trend and get back into this match. A pretty tall ask, and maybe it's the Dragons that are going to emerge victorious for the premiership. Knocked down by Trandon, picked up by Lindsay. Lindsay's kick not as accurate as he would have liked, and the mark taken on centre wing down there by Peter Beaumont.
Beaumont, of course, they've had a tough time in defence. Kilday, Beaumont and Murphy and Vaughan Evans and Bethala and O'Brien trying to hide out Dukes and Lynch and Green, who have been very, very good. Just a strong forward line, and this man must certainly be up for maybe the best on-ground performance. He's been magnificent today. Ainley and I suppose also Dylan Smith, but they can't quite get their hands on Dylan Smith, the recruiters, and there's a great grab.
He's been good too, Kev. Dukes.
Well, Dukes has been strong. We mentioned him earlier in that third term. Does a lot of strong work. Centre-half forward. Really does work his way way up the ground. He's on the half-back flank at the moment, along with Tran and also Black. They've had the tall timber. They've done very well midfield. Spriggs has been good. We mentioned Smith and Lindsay, of course. Poyer's also such a handy player with his 3 goals. And there he is, Dukes. Strong hands. Cross half-back. 77 plays, 42. The Dragons by 35 points. They're coached by Bradley Gotch. And they've never won a premiership, the Prahran Dragons. Ray Jordan was their inaugural coach for 6 years, and Bradley Gotch just in his 2nd season as coach of the Prahran Dragons. Big fly this time from Brown. Made the TAC team of the year. Just tumbles the ball back towards 50. Clean bowled his opponent, trying to come out hard and winning the ball over the top. They're sharing the ball around. Finally coming out is Dooley, goes to ground. It's a hurried kick, a great thump away that time by Lyon, who's very strong across half-back, just with brute strength, gets the ball across to Green, who just wobbles the ball inside 50, but backing back is Brown, takes a mark.
Prahran player being carried off too. Just in front of us here, and coming back on is going to be Bristow. Trying to pick up who it was that went off. We might be able to get some news on that shortly. So one change off the bench down there, the mark in the meantime by Sam Dawes. There he is.
That looks like, what, Jason Blake, is it? Is that Jason Blake? Anyway, we'll catch up and see who that young boy is at the moment.
Ainley again, Lyon pinned. Beaumont, a quick kick for a power goal, and that came from Brayshaw.
Hi. Listen, I'm really sorry about what happened. Is there anything I can do to help get your car back on the road?
Well, with Amy, they're taking care of everything.
Quotes?
Done.
Repairs?
Done.
Good quality?
Guaranteed for the life of the car, even if I sell it.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess you don't need me then. Have a nice day.
A free service that takes care of all your post-crash running around. Call Amy now.
Okay, we have to be very quiet in here. We're deep inside the bowels of Optus Oval. There's Steve Silvani. All this gear is on the way to the MCG. The stretcher, the crutches, hopefully we don't need those. Might be for Anthony Stevens. Some of the benches, the rub-down tables here. Here, look, here's the seniors bench. Hickmont, Hogg, Christou, Massey. I wonder whether Hickmont's playing. Some of the things that will motivate the Blues to obtain greatness. You have to be willing to reach for it. Blues will be reaching for plenty, don't worry about that. Some more of the Carlton greats in here. Here's the drink bottles. Let's make sure we don't spike those. A couple of the footies. Got to warm up, boys. That's a goal. And in here, this is the real inner sanctum of the Carlton Football Club. This is Wayne and Peter, who are looking after all the gear. Here's the jumpers. Now, let's see whether Hickmont is playing. Let's have a look here. We've got the jumpers. Silvani, Massey, 3. Yep, we're getting there. McKay, who's 7, Ratton, Whitnell, and look out, Adrian Hickmont, number 9. He is playing, so you've heard it first here on Channel 7 very early in the morning. Adrian Hickmont is playing. Well, at least his jumper's going to be going to the ground.
Bristow kicks out towards half forward, and the mark is taken by Smith. The Dragons working it forward again. Jackson might have been taken high there. Mark Jackson, famous name, well, his namesake anyway. Tran. Oh, well-weighted kick, and he finds Sullivan, who's been very good, hasn't he, KB?
He has, and I've been impressed with Tran too. I think his boy has really started well at the centre bounce, got his hands on the ball early, gave the midfield a few early touches. He's an improving player. Sullivan from directly in front, 45 metres out. It's going to go right to the line and through for a behind. So Sullivan, who has had a handy game, 23 possessions. But I'd like to talk to you about Dylan Smith, this youngster who's had 26 possessions, but they can't get their hands on him for the draft, Kevin Sheehan.
Yes, it's interesting. There's a change in draft age this year. You need to have turned 17 by the end of June this year to be eligible. Dylan turned 17 in July, so he's not eligible for this year. And I think it's a good rule, Kevin, because most of those that turn 17 in the second half of the year are doing year 11 in their secondary schooling. It'll allow a guy like Dylan and others to complete his VCE next year and then be able to push up and play.
There he is on screen. In fact, Dylan Smith just taking the ball over, so there'd be a few scouts just drilling to have a crack at Dylan Smith, but can't get your hands on him just yet. He's played a mighty game.
He has.
Also, he'd be one of the favourites to win the best on ground performance today. Tran from behind, this time a bit too tall, and coming through strongly was Smith. He's just keeps winning the ball. Here's Jukes, quick snap. Unfortunately for Jukes, offline through for behind.
Well, he looks like Pat Rafter and plays a bit like Trent Crowe. Like the look of him. He's been one of the Prahran Dragons' best, and they, to be fair, they have had a lot of good players. They've shared the work, 12-7 to 7-6. Lynch kicked 3 goals in the first quarter to get them going. Steve Hazelman now to bring it in. He's been one of the Power's best. That's okay. He's found Kilday. Kilday just up from the back pocket. Transfers it to the MCG members side. Oh, big grab down there by McLaren. Gets the hand pass away quickly. Now can they build something of this, the Power? They really need a few goals and they need them quickly. Bounce didn't favour O'Brien. So they've made a meal of it. The turnover on centre wing. Jackson's hand pass is effective. Ainley back to Spriggs. Shows them a clean pair of heels. Well played. There are Dragons everywhere. Smith missed it. Hazelman grabbed by Rees. Quick hand pass. They can't get it out of the centre square. Spriggs again. In fact, it's Smith. Bombs it long. No one home, though. And the ball on end away from Ben Bathara. A golden opportunity missed there to perhaps wrap this game up.
Well, Pete, I don't know what the collective noun is for a group of Dragons, but that's what they've been. They've just been everywhere today, haven't they?
How about a fire of Dragons?
Well, that'd do, because they've really worked in numbers and they've been prepared to share the ball around. Their hands have been quick. They've been able to create run from behind. It's been a most impressive display, particularly from their defensive half.
Well, a loose ball, so a chance for the Dragons. This time we see the ball punched over the line and they'll toss it back in. So Pandas on screen, who came off the bench, kicked a very important goal in that third term. Handy left footer. 79 plays 48. So the Dragons by 31 points.
They've got 5 players who've got 20 or more possessions.
And I think since that opening quarter, where they led by only 5 points, this is where they've really got on top. Jukes. Now, a free kick has been paid. It's going to the Power, and it's going to go to Brown.
Big Lee Brown has won a unique award this year. He's won the Coaches Award, where the coaches of both competing teams vote after the game, actually sit together, which is an interesting concept, and vote on the player that they thought were the best players. They vote 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Lee Brown has won that particular award this year.
And there's Tran. Well, he's got better as this game has gone on as well. He did ruck well early, but now he's starting to pick up possessions as well. 5 marks and 13 possessions. So maybe he might be a rookie player if he's not quite picked up in the draft. Dylan Smith with those clean hands back to Lindsay Smith. John Lindsay, I should say, kicks the ball high. Lindsay Smith's my son-in-law. Kicks the ball and it's been marked. He's not playing out here today.
Family man KB.
Point edge of the centre square. Goes very, very short. Chipping in was Spriggs. Just about his first mistake of the day. Green. Number 8, the tackler, Russell Green's son. Spriggs again goes in hard on hands and knees. It's Beaumont, heads towards the line. But Green, squeezed up on the boundary line, keeps it alive. Lyon gets caught high and will take the free kick.
Did a very solid final series, Damien Lyon, playing at half-back. Normally picks up the best forward of the opposition side. I remember an excellent game he played last year on Des Headland, in the year that Des Headland was drafted.
Well, he's the #1 draft choice and played a handful of games this year with the Brisbane Lions. So a chance for the Power. There's Duke's got his hands on the ball, working their way out of trouble. Poyer's booted 3. He's got 4.
Terrific hands from Spriggs too.
Here's a couple who bought a renovator's delight. While they're proud of the breakthrough they made,
Put in some French doors and then pave the courtyard.
Not everybody shares their vision.
and here's the Mitre 10 specialists.
Let's start with Accent. It's good value, it's our own brand, great range of colours.
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
You can see it, can't you, darling?
Yeah, it'll come.
Well, we're here at Optus Oval and we've broken through the gates to reveal an exclusive. As you can see, the goalposts are already missing from Optus Oval. If it's a draw and Carlton have to come back next week, they won't be able to train here at Optus Oval. Can you believe that? They've already got the cricket pitch up. Let's just, while we're here, have a quick look at it and, oh, look out. Here's the keys. Oh, it is hard. Can't get the key in, Greggy. Oh, just managed to do it there. So there you go, Carlton. If it's a draw, they can't train here at Optus Oval, and if we win the toss, we'll have a bat.
Dragons go into attack again quickly from the bounce, and the ball rushed through one behind. Nick Rees, number 40 on screen, 13-8 to 7-6 as we approach the halfway mark of the final quarter of the TAC Cup Grand Final for 1999. The Prahran Dragons heading for their first premiership. Hard to see them being beaten from here. They certainly have been the better side all day. Their midfield has been dominant. They've had the better forwards. And leading the way, of course, Damien Smith, who booted 3 goals in the first quarter. And this guy's been good too. Ollie Trand goes in short. Probably needs to work on his kicking a little bit. Intended for Lynch, I presume. Lynch eventually gets it. Back to Smith. Up and under kick. Need a mark here. Plenty of power players there. Savings went over. Rees. Poyas was there, missed it. Quick kick out of the congestion. Comes back to Lynch if he can gather it right on 50. Shows them a clean pair of heels. Does the team-oriented play. Plenty of Dragons down there, and Brown's got it in the back pocket. Goes across the goal. Now it's Brayshaw. He's coming back the other way. Oh, he's run too far. Oh, no.
So Kevin Sheen,
yeah, that's
reiterate here, the umpires here today are under 18 level umpires, aren't they? And they're developing.
They're not necessarily under 18 themselves,
No,
but they are young fellas that are just learning the game. And
15
get off his back. Might have been a bit tough, that one.
Oh, gee, Pete, that was so funny.
Dukes has got the kick. And what's he done with it? He likes it. It's a goal. I would say that's the flag. He's got 2.
Ran a breakfast. You guys are out early this afternoon. I haven't had anything to drink. Accompany me to the booze bus.
This year, the police will breath test over 2 million drivers.
You got a blood alcohol concentration of 0.122.
0.116%.
So drink drivers will be caught.
Lose your licence, it'll be cancelled for a period of 12 months.
For 11 months and $420 fine. It's just going shopping.
If you drink, then drive. You're a bloody idiot.
For the 97,000 people that are lucky enough to be able to witness the grand final firsthand, there are lots of others that are going to miss out. And I've got 2 with me right now. Any luck so far?
No, not really. No, just sitting around. Hopefully I'll get a couple of tickets.
How desperate are you?
Oh, yeah, fairly desperate. We drove over from Adelaide yesterday and just thought we'll give it a go and see how we get on.
You're not a Crows supporter?
No, I'm a Power supporter, actually.
Okay, and who would you be barracking for if you managed to get in?
I'm going for Carlton, actually.
Good man. How much would you pay?
Oh, anywhere up to about $250.
$250? You haven't got a hope. What about you, Tim?
Oh, yeah, whatever they're asking.
Whatever they're asking?
Yeah.
Anyone got a ticket for sale?
Cost price, bit more.
Show us your wallet. How much have you got in it? He's got cash. He's cashed up.
100.
Oh, look at this. Anyone here a ticket for Tim? $150 he's got. No takers. So Tim, who are you going for? North Melbourne. You're a Roos supporter.
Yep.
And how sad will you be if you don't get to see it firsthand?
Oh, I come 300 kilometres, so be a bit disappointed.
300 k's you've travelled to be here.
Yep.
Whereabouts have you come from?
Warrnambool. Yep, so be a bit disappointed if we miss out.
You confident that you'll manage to get your 2 tickets?
Oh, we got them in 96, so hopefully we'll get them this year.
And the Kangaroos are going to win, you reckon?
Yeah, easily.
Okay, well, good luck. Hope you get them. There you go. If anyone's out there watching and they've got some tickets for sale, Tim's cashed up.
Well, the Dragons are really cashed up too because they've kicked another goal. Let's take a look at it and watch for number 2, John Lindsay. There he is, the left footer, and on the right side for a left footer, and he bangs it through, and he liked it, didn't he? That's number 2 for him, and the Dragons are just about over the line, boys.
He's very sharp around the goals there. He played one game out with the Bulldogs in the reserves, and they were most impressed with his abilities around goal.
Well, it's been a fantastic performance by the Dragons because they led by 5 points at quarter time, 25 points at half time and 29 points at three-quarter time as Cooper kicks a goal for the Power.
For every season, there comes a time to reflect.
This is what it's all about.
To remember the moments of greatness.
You disappointed me, you really did.
And this is one of those moments.
We're having a good show.
Wednesday, return to the battles, relive the drama.
Big breaking news down at the AFL Tribunal.
Remember the fun of live and kicking. It's all here. One incredible hour of this year's greatest bits. Join Jason and Dougie.
One more time,
for the final time in 99, live and kicking, 9:30 Wednesday on 7.
Lee Cooper got the goal, but I think time's going to beat the Gippsland Power. Black. They work it forward again. Smith onto Spriggs. Chased by O'Brien. Won't catch him. Into the forward pocket. Which might have been some holding down there and a possible free kick to Bathara. And the ball taken over the line by Damien Lynch. It will be thrown back in the right forward pocket for the Prahran Dragons. 45 points is the margin. 44 points is the margin. So boundary throw in. Dukes gets himself in front. Punched away by Brown. Kick comes from Allen. And Black takes the mark. No thigh pads today. He's given those away. Hasn't had too much of the ball because Trand has been doing so well, I guess. But he'll be keen to do well here in the closing minutes of this match. Almost a mark taken down there by Stone. Quick hand pass by Murphy as the Power try to work it forward. Stone again. Quick kick out of the congestion from Ainley. Stolicic. Morris Middlewitter kicks it towards centre wing of the MCG. And again, the Dragons to the fore. They have numbers at the ball. They've had numbers at the ball all day, and that was Anthony Bristow, one of their defenders. He takes it over the line for the throw-in next to the interchange area. 44 points, and the Dragons heading towards their premiership. 5 points they only led at quarter time, but they've increased the lead at every change. Knock away by McLaren. Comes up towards centre wing. Hazelman tries to get it down to his teammate in Dooley. And work it forward towards 50. Spriggs. Cooper's got him. Hand pass from Stone. Finds a teammate and away they go again. He gets it back. In fact, that was Scafidi. Scafidi kicks towards centre wing. Brown. Long hand pass. Up and under kick from Vansittart. Just a furlong from home. They all go to ground on centre wing. Sheehan applies attack. Almost a throw there from Scafidi. The umpire lets it go. Kick comes up towards 50. And the mark has been taken by Lyon, who's been good in defence across half-back.
He's a very impressive player, Lyon. Of course, the whole back line has been very good. Throwing Bristow and Ainley and Dowse and Shaw Dennis. They win a lot of the ball, as does this boy.
Oh, great kick.
Coming straight through, and Spriggs just finds Lynch on that long lead.
Where's your best, Terry, at the moment? Best on ground?
Oh,
you know, if you had to give the medal now, who would you give it to?
Yeah, I'd give it to Ainley myself.
Ainley?
Yeah, I liked Dylan Smith's game. I think he's been very busy in and around where it's been tight and close. It comes out of that group. David Spriggs has been very impressive too. That was just an excellent piece of play there. And I think that's where the Prahran Dragons have had all the strength. It's when the game's been in close, they've been far better at being able to distribute the ball out of the closeness with quick, sure hands and create the run.
Lynch going for his 5th goal from right on 50. He's off target. And a good strong mark taken in that last line of defence.
We mentioned earlier that young David Spriggs is a Shane Crawford lookalike. He's got some of the attributes of Crawford. He's got great speed as well as endurance, and that combination's hard to get. And his work ethic is sensational. He's played on the wing today, but can rove. So there's not a lot of him, but I think he's got the potential to go on. As is this man.
Is Smith. He is a fantastic player, finds Trand. I've been very impressed with Tran today. Wasn't one of the stars actually coming into the game, but he's had a big grand final. In fact, it's interesting, Kevin, you marked the book before the game saying these guys could be important players. You had Spriggs, Smith, Dukes, Lynch, Poyers, Green, Anstey and Lindsay. Now, they're just about the 8 best players for the Dragons today, so all of their guns have played well. And I think this boy may have been a bit of a surprise packet. Tran just pops it through. It's a great kick. No, it's dropped short and been marked right on the line. So that young boy has had a marvellous game. As we see, Evans pumps the ball back. Here's Beaumont from behind. Second grab, couldn't take it. Does well at ground level. Kicks the ball back towards the half-back line. Allen has battled hard. Looks a likely prospect. Chips it up, and it's been taken here by Lee Burns, the son of Ray Byrne, of course, the manager. And the former Carlton and Collingwood. And Geelong played in grand finals, of course, with Collingwood and Carlton. And in fact, they tell me he came up with the name Gippsland Power, the Power, which Port Adelaide actually may have pinched from Ray Byrne. He was the idea man behind the lightning bolt.
That's right, the logo, the lightning bolt.
He's got nothing for it.
I think they might have changed theirs since, but Ray's done a terrific job behind the scenes with Gippsland Power, as have a bloke like Emmett Dunn with the Prahran Dragons. He's the guy that's worked on Trand and Dukes in particular and helped those guys with their big man play, their ruck work, their positioning, all that sort of thing. So Emmett Dunn behind the scenes, and another guy that has set up the Prahran Dragons in Wayne Oswald, who is their general manager of the region, has done a wonderful job. 4 years ago, this particular club was at rock bottom, struggling to win a game in this competition, a high-level competition, and he's restructured the club, and he'd be getting great pleasure out of seeing these young fellas emerge today as the champions.
Siapantis looks for Dukes, but couldn't find him. The man in front of his doors, KB's nicknamed him Sliding. Brings it back towards centre wing on the outer side. And it looks as though Brayshaw's got it. Kicked a couple of goals. First goal of the game, actually, for the Power. And he is number 14. Just a Whitnell look-alike. If he can measure up to Lance Whitnell, he'll be doing okay. Gets it down to Byrne, who takes the mark in front of Sam Anstey, Prahran Dragons captain. But time's running out for the Power. They're not going to win this match now, but they're still trying. Snap down there by Jungworth. Oh, good mark in defence by Anthony Bristow. He's got that half-back flanker's mad stare in the eyes. Tries to get it up to a teammate in Lynch, or Jackson it is. Mark Jackson. Geez, I tell you what, you can never mistake Mark Jackson, could you? That's Sullivan, number 19. He's played well. He's had 13 and 12. Jackson, of course, started on the bench. It's a go-ahead sort of a type as well. But Sullivan's work at ground level has been very good, Terry, hasn't it?
It has. Very strong, you know. So both groups of players, their smaller players on the ball have been very good in close, but then their big men have been very dominant in the air as well.
Spriggs, speaking of being good, he's been one of their best. Tried to get it to Sullivan. Still comes up with the footy, Spriggs. Big Black. Numbers after it. Cooper dives in on top. Can't bring it out. Knocked away by Beaumont. Still some tough work in close. Spriggs. Now Siapantis. But it didn't go to the advantage of a teammate. Jungworth there, number 24. But the Power get it over the line for a throw-in as the clock ticks down. Under 3 minutes remaining in the grand final. 24 is Jungworth, 6 is Sheehan. Kicked a beautiful goal at the other end from the boundary line. Certainly the goal of the day from Lee Sheehan. That was a terrific kick. But they needed more, and they haven't got them. Knocked down by McLaren. Quick kick by Ainley. Back towards centre wing. Tackle by Smith was effective to get it away from the Morris medal winner. And again, we'll see a throw-in on centre.
Dragons by 44 points. 4 goals to Damien Lynch and 4 goals to Poyers. They've been the stars up forward. 2 goals also to Jeremy Dukes, who's done a great job at centre-half forward. And for the Power, 2 to Lee Sheehan. He's been their leading goal kicker, along with Brayshaw, who's also got 2 goals. And there's Poyers, feeds the ball off well. Coming through is Scafady, has really spent most of the time on the interchange bench. Runs the centre-half forward, has the kick smothered off his boot. Over the top was Joe Allen, but they'll ball it up. 55 metres out from goal.
Just in terms of the ages of the two sides, the Gippsland Power side have a lot of 17-year-olds, don't they? I think it's probably half the side at that level where they've got another year of football to go. Whereas Prahran, probably only 4 or 5, half a dozen tops would be boys who will play again next year at this level.
There was Jackson in action for your satisfaction. Gives it across the Poyers and he kicks a goal. He's got 5.
Would you know if you or your children had meningococcal virus?
I just thought it was a child teething.
It's a killer, and when it strikes fast.
You don't like to put fear into people, but don't think that they'll be all right the next day.
Also, you're on a diet, losing weight, but is it making you dumb?
By changing the foods, improving the foods, they found that their IQ did improve.
Plus, internet love caught up in red tape.
Heartbreaking.
Only on Today Tonight next week.
Ezra Poyers, 5 goals to him, and the Dragons 50 points in front now, going right on with the job here to take out the TAC Cup Grand Final. They might get another one. Anstey, he got ripped off the football though. Chance for Blake, number 20. There he is doing some hard work. Good second effort by Blake. Kick from Dawes. Out towards Brayshaw. Brayshaw onto the left, kicks it up towards Cooper. Pressured by Anstey. A quick hand pass. Back to Brayshaw. Off a step. Again, Dragons with numbers. Bristow was in there. He's been very, very good. Ainley again. Number 31 is Scafidi. Spent a lot of time on the bench. Not a great kick. The Power might be able to clear this, which they do. And towards centre wing, Hazelman ridden into the ground. Opportunity for Cooper. Picked up by Scafidi again. Punch away from Smith. Back to the skipper, Sam Anstey. Long in towards full forward. Brown. Power are desperate to get it away. They do through Ben Bethala it was, and this is Youngworth who's taken the mark at left half back. Under 1 minute to go. That might have been a high tackle against Blake. It's going to be a free kick to the Power.
Pete, a couple of former Dragons who'll be hoping that this victory by their club is a good luck omen would be Justin Murphy and Simon Beaumont, 2 of the Blues who were in the mid-90s were developing their football with the Prahran Dragons.
There's a very happy Bradley Gotch on screen. Just his second season with the Prahran Dragons. He's going to win their first ever premiership. This club was originally coached by Ray Jordan for 6 years, and Bradley Gotch has taken over, so there's a free kick there. That'll go to McLaren. But with just a few seconds left in the game, they'll be a very excited bunch of young boys because they've dominated the game. They led by 5 points at quarter time, 25 points at half time, 29 points at three-quarter time, and they now lead by 50 points. As the siren sounds, the Prahran Dragons have won the TAC Cup. And there's Bradley Gotch being congratulated
by Wayne Oswald there with the sunglasses on, the manager of the Prahran Dragons.
So some disappointment there for the Gippsland Power that won all their finals by an average of 4 goals, but this side on screen, Prahran Dragons had won all their finals also by an average of 6 goals. You can see the excitement there, and you did mention before, Kevin, there has been a number of terrific players come out of the Prahran Dragons. Carl Steinford, of course, David Burke and John Rombotis down at Richmond. Stephen Powell really starring at the moment with the Western Bulldogs, and David Gallagher, such a good young player for the Adelaide Crows. So I dare say, Pete, that there'll be a number of these guys we've seen today who have dominated the midfield and also the big man department, that next year some of those guys will be playing AFL football as well.
Yeah, certain about that. There were some terrific performances. If you look at the stats, Lindsay 20 and 5. Smith, well, not next year because he's ineligible, but 21 and 11, perhaps the year past. Poyas had 12 and 4. He was very, very effective, kicked 5 goals. Ainley, we spoke at length about him, number 4. He had 34 possessions and, in my humble opinion, probably best on ground. Spriggs, 26 possessions. Sam Anstey, the captain, 24. Green, 14 and 7, was very, very good. Read the play well. Lyons, solid across half-back, 11 and 4. And Sullivan at ground level, he had 25 possessions. So just too many good players for the Gippsland Power, and we will certainly hear more of those youngsters in AFL ranks in the years to come. I enjoyed the game. It was really good, and you see the guys at this level the talent that's out there, particularly in the Dragons today, well, the game is well served.
There's no doubt about that. It was just the weight of numbers. Every one of the Prahran Dragons players really stepped up and was able to deliver when they were asked on this particular day. So congratulations to them. But Gippsland Power, there's a lot to be taken as good value from their work.
Oh, Adrian Barrett has arrived now. He's operating on first time. Let's go down to Barra. He's got somebody.
Thanks, Hooksy. Yes, hard to get the boys out of the huddle. They were so excited. Ezra Pyers, how do you feel?
Unbelievable. That is the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Really?
I can't believe it. This team, we've been together since about under 14s, 15s, and that's just the best. I can't get over it.
Now, you've kicked 5 goals in a grand final. That's got to set you up for something in the future, doesn't it?
I can't believe I didn't start off too well today, but just came together. Boys, I can't give enough credit to them. They're amazing. We gelled like just everybody. It was unbelievable.
Well done, Ezra. Mate, you've had a big year, haven't you? I understand you captain the Vic Metro as well. You're building up a great credentials.
Yeah, captained that, but unfortunately we lost that final against WA, but this is nearly made up for it. But that would have been great, and this is just the same. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Now, I'll give you some even bigger news. I interviewed Adam Goods last year here on the MCG, and he played in the under-18s, and he went on to be the Norwich Rising Star, mate. It could be fate. I'll tell you what, you want to be drafted next season, obviously. Any favourites?
Yeah, Sydney or Brisbane. I'd love to go interstate, have a new change. Be great, but anywhere, I don't really care, just as long as I get my chance.
I think all the Melbourne recruiters just fell over, mate. Why do you want to go interstate?
Oh, I don't know, just for a change of lifestyle. I don't know, start afresh.
All right, congratulations. You're the premiers, the Dragons. Finally, how do you feel, and what do you say to the people back home?
Oh, I'd just like to thank everybody, all the Prahran Dragons staff, the coach Brad Gotch, everybody, all the boys. They deserve it. Everybody, my parents, everybody's parents support us the whole year. I've just got to go celebrate.
Good on you, Ezra. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
I think there's no doubt whatsoever that Ezra Pyers will be drafted.
Yes, let's hope if he plays as good as Adam Goods, he gets a vote in the Brownlow medal as well.
I'm sure Adam Goods will get many Brownlow votes. Prahran Dragons starting to celebrate, but if you were a talent scout, Terry, you've got a pretty good eye for football, even in your present job. Who would you be drafting if you had the first couple of picks?
Oh, out of this particular group here today, I mean, we've spoken...
both sides.
I tend to like the taller type players. I think even players like Joel Brayshaw with the Gippsland Power showed great mobility for a man his size.
Got potential, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. We saw Jeremy Dukes for the Prahran Dragons. Equally so, Dukes is probably a little bit more aggressive at it, but Brayshaw had some very good skills. And then when you look at that, we saw Lynch, who I thought was very impressive in the first quarter of the match, and that's when you need to stand up. Someone has to make a stand there, kick 3 goals there. But then that wealth of good midfield players from the Prahran Dragons, with Smith, Spriggs, Green and Anstey, were all very good.
All right, Craig Willis is ready for us for the first of the presentations today. He has got the voice out, he's gargling and he's ready. Here he is, Craig.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just as we begin our official presentation for the TAC Cup, show your appreciation for the efforts of Gippsland here today, Gippsland Power. They made it through to the grand final, carrying in defeat here at the MCG on the opening match of grand final day for 1989. To begin our official presentation of the TAC Cup, would you please welcome the Chief Executive Officer of the Victorian Football League, Mr. Ken Gannon, with just the pleasant duty of presenting the TAC medal to the player adjudged best on the ground in the grand final here today. And the winner is Dylan Smith of the Prahran Dragons. Since inception in 1992, the TAC have been wonderful supporters of the Under-18 Championship. And it's with great delight now that I ask you to welcome Anton Standel. Anton is the General Manager, Communications and Road Safety for the TAC. He's going to say a few words and then present the TAC Cup. Anton?
What a wonderful display of skills we saw today. And I think it really reinforces why this competition is regarded so highly throughout sporting competitions around the country. The TAC's involvement in this competition really is also about the display of skills in helping young people develop the skills and the experience they need to become safe drivers on our roads. To Gippsland, commiserations. Well done for getting where you did, and well done also for fighting out the match to the very end. But I think everyone here would agree there was one worthy winner, and it's my pleasure to present the 1999 TAC Cup to Sam Amstey, the captain of the Prahran Dragons.
First of all, I'd like to say commiserations to the Gippsland boys. They fought hard all day and played well all day, so thanks, boys. To our boys, I'd just like to thank them for the year. Good game today. To Brad Gotch, Trevor Perrin, Wayne Oswald, Ian Kite, all the administration people at Dragons, I'd like to thank you for all the hard work you put in during the year, and it's paid off finally for us. Thanks a lot.
Well done. Well, Sam Amstey there, the captain of the Prahran Dragons. Bradley Gott's the coach. And in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we'll invite the players to do a lap of honour here at the MCG. Coming up shortly, of course, the reserve grade grand final. Thank you, Craig. The Prahran Dragons celebrating their first premiership, and a great effort by Brad Gotch to get them over the line, and certainly deserved their win. They beat Oakley in the first round, 10 points, the Eastern Rangers by about 10 goals, and then in the preliminary final last week were victorious, led pretty well all day over Bendigo. They won that match by 37 points. And as we spoke about earlier, a lot of players. Terry, you were giving us some of the players you thought might be drafted from the game. Well, Dylan Smith is eligible next year, but on today's performance, certainly the year after, you'd find him somewhere, I'd reckon.
Yeah, he'd be tucked away in the record books of all the clubs without any doubt at all. There are a wealth of players. I mean, even Nick Stone, I think a very steady player down the back. He had good height about him.
What about the Morris medalist?
The Morris medalist, Matthew Stolarczyk.
Yes,
thank you. Was very good early. He worked hard at it. Unfortunately, he faded out in the second half of the game, and I think that was just due to the weight of numbers from the Prahran Dragons. They just had players in at the ball everywhere, so each contest it was outnumbered, and he really had trouble there. But some of the bigger boys there, Brown battled hard right throughout in the ruck. Hazelman in the midfield was good, and Brayshaw down around half forward. So there were some good taller boys who did quite well there.
All right, well, the Prahran Dragons win the first premiership today. The reserves, of course, is coming up in just a few minutes' time. The final score, 104-54 from the MCG. We'll take a break.
You better make that two. Foster's Light Ice for extreme refreshment.
Not until the year 2001. No interest at 40 winks until the year 2001. That's right, no interest for 24 months. And No deposit on 40 Winks bedroom suites, top brand bedding and sofa beds. Savings too. No deposit, no interest for 24 months. Wink, wink, 40 Winks. Hurry. Offer for limited time only. Ends Sunday.
Hi there.
Hi.
Have I got something for you?
Oh, good.
You feeling gutsy today?
No.
This will keep you strong on the inside. Yakult. It tastes good, doesn't it?
Lovely.
Yakult. It'll help keep you strong on the inside.
You really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't live at night. You really got
The powerful Magna V6. One drive and you're hooked.
Welcome back to the MCG. One grand final down and 2 to go. The Prahran Dragons taking out the TAC Cup by a margin of 50 points over the Gippsland Power. Poyas got 5 for the winners and Davey Lynch kicked 4.
The 1999 Coca-Cola AFL Grand Final. Proudly brought to you by Telstra. Making life easier. The McDonald's Footy Burger. The double quarter pounder with cheese. Carlton and United Breweries. And the new Mitsubishi Magna 3.5. The next generation.
Well, many clubs are holding grand final breakfasts around town today, and just one of those is the Sydney Swans. That's where we find Mark Beretta.
Well, one of the traditional great events of grand final morning is actually the Sydney Swans breakfast in Melbourne, just down beside the MCG. And some of the great names of Australian sport have gathered here. Actually, we can go over and meet a couple. From the Sydney Swans, Troy Luff and Tony Lockett, and Australian of the Year and Test Captain Mark Taylor's here. Toby, if we can interrupt for a minute, who's your pick for today?
I like North Melbourne today, but probably more importantly, I like St George tomorrow in the Rugby League Grand Final.
You think they'll get the Storm?
I certainly hope so, because if they don't, I'll be crying for a week.
Now, Toby, you're number 3 ticket holder with the Swans.
That's right.
Excellent.
So it would have been nice for them to be here. I'm sitting here with Troy Luff. I'm talking about 1996 when they made the grand final, and I'm looking forward to actually sitting here at a breakfast before I go watch the Swans win a grand final here. That'd be great.
Perfect for the new millennium. Year 2000 would be perfect. That'd be great. Thanks, Mark. Luffy, your pick for today?
Well, it's a bit of a tough decision when you don't really follow either side, but I think I'd like to see Carlton win, being the underdog, because we've been the underdog so many times, so I would love to see Carlton win.
And you're enjoying just sitting back, taking this all in?
It's the first time I've been here, and I'm amazed at how many people come here. I mean, there's supposed to be 1,400 people, so I reckon it's fantastic for the game, fantastic for the Swans.
And that was Tony Lockett who just stuck his head in down the corner there. Plugger, good one for you to relax and enjoy. You're having a couple of quiet sausages there.
Unusual to see food in Plugger's mouth.
Good to see you catching up on some eating, mate.
Yeah, well.
Hey, who's your tip for today?
Oh, look, I think it'll be a great game, but I think North Melbourne will be just too good at the end of the day.
So you reckon you don't think the Blues can keep the high going?
Oh, look, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they played very good last week, but I think North Melbourne's just a great side, a real class outfit, very strong side, and I just think they'll be too good at the end of the day.
All right, hey, have a good day.
Good on you, mate.
All right, enjoy it. Over here, a few of our fellow 7 colleagues and 7 personalities. Kylie Gillies from Sports World, with a sausage in her mouth at the moment. Kylie, who are you tipping today, Kangaroos or Carlton?
Jimmy Wilson says the Blues, so I'll go the Blues.
Jim?
Seems my beloved Swannies aren't there.
Beautiful. Tracy Holmes, over the far side here. Tracy, who do you like today?
Who do I like today? Carlton, definitely. They've got a lot going for them. They've got David Parkin and Stephen Silvani.
There you go. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you, Kylie. And Sam Riley is joining breakfast this morning. Excuse me, Sam, your tip for the football today, the Roos or Carlton? Who do you like?
I'm going for Carlton. I have no idea who's going to win, but...
You like Carlton? Have you always been a Carlton girl?
No, I support Brisbane, but since we're not in the final, my friends support Carlton, so I'll go along with them.
Oh, good pick. Good luck today.
Thanks.
Sam Riley there, and everyone here at the Swans Breakfast just enjoying a magnificent morning and all getting set for the bounce at 3 o'clock.
John Yashevi, thanks very much. You could have sent up a few of those bacon and egg sandwiches. They look pretty good, actually. Mark Beretta at the Sydney Swans breakfast on Grand Final Day, 1999. Of course, today's the end of the football, but coming up on 7, there's plenty of sport over the summer months.